Welcome back to another AniPeeps episode. I'm your host today, Boggs. Along with me, my two co-hosts. I got Mo and Boom with me today. As always, how are you guys doing?
Doing fantastic, my man. Good to do another one. It's gonna be fun. Haven't done it in a
Yes.
while, so oh,
Yes, sir. Little hiatus. Boom's been on his barge and shit, but we back.
oh, it's true. I'll take this one, folks.
Sorry, one little step at a time. Uh, Most important thing is we're here. So, I guess without further ado, I'll kind of talk about what we'll be doing today. We'll be doing our part two of each of our hidden gem recommendation, and I think a lot of this also serves as a recommendation not only to you guys the viewer but to each other as well. Um some I guess in turn, when we say hidden gems, we kind of mean, I guess, shows that aren't talked about in our eyes at least enough, or
Yep.
maybe they were overshadowed or maybe lost, forgotten about over time. But I think today we're going to be mentioning some of our, I guess, maybe favorites or like shows that we thought were good or made some impact on us that, you know, we just kind of want to shill and put out there and make sure people give it a go at least, and that some of these shows we'll talk about today aren't forgotten.
Yep. And I
So,
think we're gonna aim to do
yeah,
two or three right each. So we each got a couple.
yeah.
But yeah.
hmm So yeah, at least for me, I think maybe you guys might have seen one or two that I'll bring up. I have no idea what you guys have, so I'll see once we start going. I guess been a
Yeah.
while. We don't have a picture of a day. I don't think we forgot, but
No, we don't. But I
that's fine.
we do have an Easter egg if you guys can spot it. How about that?
I actually, now that you mention it, I see that little berserky Easter egg near one of the towers. But
Straight
yeah,
eagle.
I guess anyone volunteer to go first,
I know
or
like
should Mighty go first?
yeah, I know Mighty
Yeah,
wanted to go
kick us
first
off.
before show.
All right,
I'm down.
all
Let's
right.
run it.
Do we want to do like one each or just do all of ours at one go?
Yeah, we'll do one each.
All right. Let's hear from Mighty Mo. What you got, big dog?
Yeah. Throw the GIF up real quick so I know which one we starting with. I think I know, but
Wait, do you have a preference? Any's cool?
yeah.
Or, if you just
Let's
want
just
to
show
name
the
it
first
first.
one I sent you.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll start with Tokyo Magnitude 8.0.
Yeah,
So
I
I
had
think
a
I
feeling
mentioned this.
beyond. Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned this one to you guys before, and just to preface, we were all in high school in Japan when actually, boom, actually both of y'all were in middle school at the time, actually, when the trifecta disaster happened in Japan with the earthquake, tsunami, and then nuclear reactor going down. I think at the time it was what, a 9.1 earthquake that happened in Japan.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So just with that, this story kind of hit home pretty hard. The story of this is the brother and sister go to Tokyo to see like a RoboCon for the younger brother. He really wanted to go, so the two of them went to Tokyo together. And the younger sister or the older sister being in middle school is kind of little nihilistic, like hating life right now. And she said like, "Oh, I wish the world would just break. Nothing good
Oh my
happens to me." And
gosh.
then at that time, an 8.0 magnitude happened in Tokyo. And so this whole story is kind of them following their journey from that earthquake happening and then trying to make it home. So it's really kind of a sad story with like glimmers of hope scattered throughout the story. And it's got I like the ending a lot. It's one that I think catches a lot of people by surprise. I've heard mixed reviews about it, but yeah, for my first pick, it's this.
Wait, is it like one season or? Oh, I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
want to watch
one
it.
season, 12 episodes. It was a pretty easy watch. I watched it in like maybe 2 nights or so.
Oh, okay. Is
Oh,
I'm guessing
the
pretty
the little
sad then,
brother
right?
is
Or
kind of
no?
whiny.
Uh,
Yeah, it's pretty sad. I mean, like throughout the show, like, they're like sitting at like rest stops with like all kinds of other people gathered together, like
Hmm.
rationing out food, and like they meet up with like one lady meets with them and kind of takes in, and you figure out like she's trying to get home to her family, and it's like on the way home for her and them, so she's like taking them home but also like trying to worry about her family. So yeah,
Well,
it's a
what
it's a
what
sad one
part
for
of
sure.
what part of the show did you like? Is it because you're able to relate to it, or I mean, just how the story was presented? The
Pause. He's
characters
straight
were
up
good, or
interrogating you right now,
Yeah,
Mo.
the definitely a lot of relatability.
yeah.
We're kind of the same case. Like I was trapped on base trying to get home, like
Hmm.
couldn't get in contact with my parents because the cell towers were down, like all that kind of stuff. And then seeing like the older people, it's really heartwarming. Like there were some, it showed kind of the good and bad of the times, dire times like this, or some people that were like really mean and like only looking after themselves, like pushing the kids to the side, like telling them, get out of the way, where's your parents, stuff like that.
Dang.
And then there's other like older people really trying to
Coming
like
together,
take
kind of.
care of them. Yeah. Coming together, and they're like parts, like, you see other people going through their struggles. Like I think there's like an old couple. There's this old lady, and like she's so cold. Like they give her her blanket and stuff like that. So,
That's so cool. It
so
shows like how real, you know what I mean? Because when this actually happened, other people were acting just like that too.
mhm, yeah.
Ooh.
So
To me, it
yeah,
sounds
it's,
like
I mean,
a modern day Grave of the Fireflies esque. At least
yeah.
it's
Oh, that's
tied to
sad.
like real events and like dire
Mm-hmm.
dire times kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
just overall like kind of a tragic story.
Hmm.
Not too much in terms of like comedy relief or anything like that, really. Just like I said, like glimmers of hope, and also like false bad things happening to you. You think something bad's gonna happen and it doesn't. I mean, like even like this moment, like that bridge
Yeah,
collapse, and she gotta jump across, and
the long
there's
jump.
one part she loses her brother and has to figure out where the fuck he went and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So
Dude, that's the
it's
scariest
definitely can be
part.
a little stressful while watching too. Like it definitely captured me emotionally quite a bit, and like
Mm-hmm.
I was sucked into the plot and invested in the characters in that way.
Yeah.
So
Did it touch on like the? I guess it's not really spoiled, but like the tsunami portion too, or no?
no, this one. So that's what I was wondering. I was trying to look up before we started to see if it was like specifically inspired by that event or not.
Oh,
But
okay,
there was
okay.
nothing like none of that other stuff was in it. It was just a big earthquake happens in Tokyo.
Oh,
So
okay,
I
okay,
mean, I
okay.
guess it is Tokyo rather than like up
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
north.
yeah.
Season 2, you never know. That'd be too much.
Goddamn, bro.
Because I
But
remember like
yeah.
when it was happening, dude, it was the craziest thing. I was so
Yeah,
confused.
definitely.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember the like across because we're like kind of at the end of a harbor, and across the water there was like some
Like fire.
plants, yeah, that
Yeah.
caught on fire with smoke. So I
Mm,
mean, like, yeah, there's scenes like that. Like we didn't see up close any buildings collapsing and stuff like that, but like in this, like even after the earthquake, like a day later, some buildings and like bridges were collapsing and stuff like
yeah.
that.
So
So
I remember like a month
Yeah, I can only
after
definitely.
imagine.
me and my grandpa went to go see like I don't know if it was safe, but we went to go see like the wreckage of the tsunamis and stuff like that and help
Oh,
out.
dang.
But that was like because
Hmm.
like you just see like I'm pretty sure you see it in this anime like just houses and schools. And I remember we seen like a boat like and there's like it wasn't close to like a place with water. It was just in the middle of the road. It was like insane.
Yeah, and I bet like seeing it in person like that's pretty um brings out a lot of emotions.
We even went to go. I don't know if you guys seen like the last standing tree, the huge tree. We went there too.
Hmm.
Super super crazy. But yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely want to check this out. Seems like a raw show, man.
For real.
Yeah. It's definitely outside of my genre as well. I'm sure y'all and the viewers know at this point I'm a shonen boy for the most part. So
Shonen and BL
this
boy,
is one of
man.
those very Oh hell no, bro! Don't put that tag on me. Yeah,
Good to get a little
nice.
mix going. Not BL, but pretty shonen and girls.
Don't be ashamed, K5. Don't be ashamed.
All right. So I guess I could go next. You could pick whatever is up.
That doesn't matter for you.
Nah, it does, it's fine.
Alrighty. Don't know the name either way, so.
Okay, so this is Sayonara Zetsubou Sensei. Um, for Monogatari fans, it like visually kind of looks kind of like that, or like Katanagatari. Um, but also this is Studio Shaft. But yeah, so this is the teacher hanging himself and um the student Kafka. This is like the first episode. The student sees like the teacher kind of hanging himself, but this is kind of like a gag anime. So it's kind of like a play on words. The teacher's name, we call him like Zetsubo Sensei, but his name's Hiroshiki Nozomu. And when you put it in kanji and put it side to side, it makes the word despair. Um, so it's kind of like a gag throughout the series where the teacher, freaks out and says, "I'm in despair." But the whole premise of the show is kind of like a gag, dark humor kind of anime that kind of touches on pretty dark themes that are, I guess, more or less unique to Japan, like things that maybe people on the West would look at Japan and not approve of, kind of thing, that are
Mhm.
still more or less prevalent in Japan. But how they present it's like very gag esque and kind of puts it in like a humorous light. But yeah, so it's a pretty episodic series, and the main part of the show is a teacher going to school, and each of like the female students have like a pretty unique personality, I guess. Like one of the girls don't really talk. Like she's like a shy, almost mute person in person, but she texts a lot. And her name's Meru. They do a lot of like these wordplay, but her name's Otonashi Meru, which means like her last name is kind of like mute slash no sound, and the name Meru is kind of like male, so she's just like always punching flip phone emails, and she's very vitriolic with her mail when normally she is kind of like mute and kind of quiet. And then you have like a bunch of other people who, like, one person's always comes to school with like bandages, eye patch kind of thing, and there's like a I think it actually makes it direct, but a lot of hint of like domestic violence and stuff
Mhm.
like that. There's like another like foreigner girl. There's one girl who is like has a she's very self-conscious of how normal she is, like average in every sense, like looks, her taste and stuff is like like very normy and average. It's like another girl who's like a typical fujoshi, like anime BL kind of lover.
Oh.
Um, but and then there's like a hikikomori girl. There's like a bunch of all the students have like a very peculiar personality to them. And then of course we have our main, I guess, female lead, which is Kafka. She's uh she's kind of unique compared to everyone else. She has a different, I guess, relationship with the teacher, Zitsubo Sensei, and they have like a really fun dynamic watching the two kind of like interact with each other. It's just like super fun watching them. They're like kind of dialogue, they're back and forth kind of thing. And but yeah, I think this is a very good show. Not talked about too much series that I really enjoy. Very, very, I guess lighthearted, humorous, but like I said earlier, they touch on some pretty dark themes and um, in kind of like a parody way. And then for people who've read the manga, the ending, I haven't read the manga actually, but I know how it ends. And after knowing how it ends, I really do want to watch it because there's like a big, or read it rather, but there's like a very big, like kind of plot twist that kind of almost ties everything together and makes makes the series like, I guess, deeper than it is. But yeah, that's Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei.
Dude, I definitely want to give this one and even Tokyo Magnitude because I know I was talking to Barjin about it off air, but I love like
Mm-hmm.
mangas and shows that show like make you feel a certain emotion, right? It don't matter what the emotion
Mm-hmm.
is, you just connect to it. And it just seems like the way you're describing it, this one for sure is
Yeah,
gonna
and like
hit, man.
some of like the things they touch on too is kind of like, especially, all three of us have been and lived in Japan, and
Mm-hmm.
when they kind of like bring up these themes, uh, in the show they do it in a lighthearted way, but it's kind of like a social commentary on how absurd some of these things that happen in like daily Japanese life is in a way accepted, or kind of like people see it and don't really speak up about it kind of thing. But yeah.
Can you give an example of one? Is it like taboo stuff or
Yeah,
like
so some of it is like taboo. Like there's one with kind of like a perverted guy kind of
Mm.
hitting up like younger person kind of thing. But
mhm,
Like on
this show
train like
goes
that.
like not like chikam, but like kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
on the street kind of thing.
Oh.
Um, but and this show really goes like 100 miles a minute kind of thing with like each scene. Like it almost kind of reminds me of Monogatari, where sometimes you have to just like pause the video to see what, like, say what's written on the chalkboard kind of thing too, because they'll even like slip in some gags and
mhm,
jokes there too. But yeah, and then of course like even like the theme of suicide, here in this picture, um at least this scene that this gif is depicting, it's kind of done in like a jokingly manner, but it's a pretty legitimate concern in Japan. So
Yeah.
so yeah.
Ooh, that was kind of deep, man. Both you guys is super deep.
But also, if you're like watching this show, you could just kind of watch it in a lighthearted,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you could take it both ways too, which I think makes the show great.
And the reason why I clicked this gift first, dude, because I was kind of shocked when you sent it to me, so I wanted to know,
Yeah, know the context behind it.
Yeah, because I've never heard of the show, so I was like, ah, just
Mhm.
cherry blossom and a dude hanging, eh? But
Pretty scenic, if you ask me.
oh my god,
just kind of how you're describing it, the kind of the puns with the names, I think kind of encapsulates that humor in the show as well. Like you said, like
Hmm.
with his name and the other girl's name as well.
Yeah,
So
like
yeah,
pretty much
definitely.
everyone's kind of like a pun. Like the Hikikomori girl, her name's like Komori or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, really really fun series.
And how long is this one?
I think anime wise they have 3 seasons.
oh okay, nice.
Maybe like a few OVAs, um, but like you could just watch one season, and if you like it, continue to watch it. There's no like overarching. It's like episodic, pretty much. So
Hmm.
you know, there's no like technically you can start anywhere. Obviously, start at first season, but there's no like real need to continue. If you like watch one season, you kind of got the taste for it. If it's not quite your cup of tea, kind of thing.
You said you read it too, right?
No, no. So I haven't read it, but I know
Oh,
what happens. I've read
oh, okay,
other
okay.
people talk about like the ending and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and that was actually like insanely mind blowing. So,
Dang.
I
So
guess this would be a recommendation to myself too, to go out and actually read this.
so I'm guessing they're just not gonna make an animation of that part, or there's not enough content.
There's definitely enough content, but I don't think they'll like even in the show they kind of talk about like in season 3 they're like talking about how they're surprised they call it a season 3 kind of thing, if I remember correctly. But
Oh, like the
they kind of
animators and
break
the
the fourth
director.
wall.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, they kind of
Oh,
break the
really?
fourth
Oh,
wall here and there. Yeah.
oh, dang. Oh,
So,
okay.
looks like this one's pretty older one as well, pre 2010s.
Yeah, at least season
So,
1. And it's got like the, Studio Shaft style to it visually, like, gives you that like Monogatari kind of vibes too. So, yeah, no, definitely check it out.
Seems pretty good, man. Good one. I guess I'll go next if that's cool with y'all.
Hmm.
Before and I have two main ones, and I had like one more like fun light one. I'm gonna do that one just cause I don't know the last one's pretty deep, so I'm just gonna do a lighthearted one. But Mo, for sure, I know you don't know about this, but lately I've been trying to get Mr. Boggs over here to watch or read Hunter x Hunter. So I've been sending him memes or dope art for the last. I think today is day 43, and
Yeah, something like that.
goddamn.
and Boggs, you probably realize I didn't send one to you today, and that's because it's right here, my man. I thought Mo should know about how many days we're on right
Hunter,
now.
Hunter, it.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah,
That's a
this is a
cool little meme.
thumbs up.
It's just
Nice crossover.
I say we just end it here, Boggs.
should,
No
we
more.
just, should we just cut the episode and force me to watch some Hunter x Hunter?
Man, 43 days, Mo. Been Instagramming this dude.
No, say no boy ain't learned, man. He called it Hunter x Hunter. X is silence.
Come on, man.
it's worse because he'd be hitting you with as really good one. Can't wait for the next day or something like that. No intentions of watching, man. Come on.
Excited for day 44, buddy.
Alright, but on to like the hidden gems one. This is a movie, but I think it also did like one season, so you could either watch the movie or season, I believe. But I know I for sure watched the movie. Same content though. It's Saint Youngman. I don't know if you guys have seen this one. Maybe
No, but I have heard you talk about it.
this
be
one
honest.
is.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago, didn't we, Boggs?
Maybe.
We were talking about this. Someone was talking about prison school, and I think I brought this one up, saying this looks familiar to that.
I know.
Yeah, I can't remember context. But
I know. I talked about Prison School, but I didn't like not recently. Because I know I watched it, Prison School.
Yeah, no, I think this was something. This is when I visited Boggs a couple weeks
Oh,
ago.
okay.
We were talking about it. Yeah.
But I would highly recommend this one. This one's like it's pretty silly because you have Jesus and Buddha, right? As you can see by the picture, and it's I think the premise is like they're taking like 'cause, they're always working essentially, and they're taking like a vacation down to Earth, and they're renting like a small apartment in Tokyo, and just living lives like they go in like the super like grocery stores and hitting all the deals and just living like normal people's lives. But they still have like their like powers of Jesus and Buddha, so you can see them just always feeling good like this. And one scene that's super hilarious, and it's like I forget. I think. Oh, so they're in like a sauna or bathhouse, and this guy in the shorts is a Yakuza member, so he has a tattoo of Buddha right on his back. And so Jesus like, oh my god, he's a big fan of yours. And then Buddha just gets sketched out, and then the Yakuza and Jesus starts talking, and then Jesus starts talking about God and how like this Yakuza lost a finger. I'm kinda messing this up, but like his Jesus is talking about, yeah, my dad had me sent away, and the Yakuza thought it was a prison member, so he thought he was the boss of the mafia. Now he wants to be a part of Jesus' crew, and it's just hilarious, man, because Buddha wants nothing to do with it.
So is this like a slice of life / comedy kind of thing, right?
Yeah, 100%. There's no like goal, right? There's no like, it's just a feel
Yeah.
good show. You know what I mean? There's no story.
Yeah.
It just all feel
It's-
good.
It sounds like at least Jesus is kind of that, like, kind of oblivious character a little bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't know anything about life on Earth.
But it's like funny because like if they get in a certain situation, Buddha does his like you know like the traditional Buddha pose, and it like he becomes almost golden with light, so anybody listens to him. So, like you can just see. But it's just such a funny show too because it's like you don't expect this, but it's just like these two meeting up, and it just I can't believe they made a movie about it. But it's a good
I mean, even the premise is pretty wild.
yeah, just taking a day from heaven. I think is what they said. Rent a small
Yeah.
apartment in Tokyo. But yeah, they start learning about like everyday lives and technology and stuff. It just feel good show. If you need just smile and laugh, just put this movie on. I think it's a short one too, only hour 30 minutes maybe. But yeah.
Kind of like an isekai, but for Buddha and Jesus.
Yeah, that's my peep the egg, man. On photos still. But yeah, this is my
Oh, yeah, I see it.
this is my first hidden gems. More light felt one for sure. But yeah, do you want to go again, Mo, or
We're good. Yeah, let's do it. The next one, I talked about this one probably, I guess, will be our most recent video in the last season's update, but bringing it back because I feel like it hasn't gotten any
uh,
love.
I
Under
think I
Ninja.
know it. I knew it.
as soon as you said
Dude,
no love,
this is one I like kind of fell in love with, man. I mean, the ninja aspect is always cool, but like it brings in a lot of kind of political aspects. So like to kind of lay the foundation of the story, it follows one guy, Kuro Kumogakure, and he's a ninja, but ninjas were prevalent in Japan until the end of World War II when they formally disbanded the ninjas. But they kind of talk about how like in the in Japan there's still at least 200,000 active ninjas uh, roaming throughout the country, secretly doing missions and stuff like that. And throughout the story, like you're following him, you're thinking, oh, he's the ninja, and it kind of like starts with like other countries, like people infiltrating, and then it slowly moves into like realize there's almost like two factions of ninjas operating in Japan. And like throughout the whole show, like you're seeing all these people fight, but you don't know who's on what faction, who's on whose team, and this is just a really good one, man. They had a lot of fun action scenes. I liked a lot of the characters. I didn't have a gif of her, but one of the big bonus, one of the like reoccurring girl characters that lives in the same building as the main character. Her voice actor is Sato from Licorice Recoil, so
Mhm.
huge plus there. But
one of your
yeah,
faves, right?
this one was just dope, man. And yeah, people, I know, Boom, you had a lot of problems with the art style being pretty heavy CGI, but it didn't bother me after like the second or third episode. If the animation alone is what's holding you back, just go through it. You'll be fine. You'll adjust to it, and it'll be fine.
Does it kill your vibe?
But
The
the twist,
animation wasn't the problem.
bro,
I
you
kids, I
didn't watch
kids.
enough, man. Just so many OP characters. Like there's a little mild spoiler, but there's like these guys that got experimented on, and this dude got put into a cat's body,
Oh my
and
god.
it's just he's got a pretty couple funny gag moments because he'll remember he's a human for a little bit, and then slowly fade back into being a cat. uh,
Nice.
yeah,
Even that
this
like
is
one scene with like the bridge earlier is pretty wild. He destroyed that lady's arms and just jumped off the little bridge
yeah.
thing.
Or even this part, like this chick, she seemed like a totally normal girl. She was like kind of going along with their plans to help them, and then these two Yankee guys pull up and are like flirting with her. She's like, "Yo, leave my boyfriend alone." And then she's like, "You want to see my panties?" And then she lures them in and then starts beating their ass.
Oh wait,
So like she's one of the like, go ahead.
is the boyfriend the one in the middle or no?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
looks so interested
He's in,
too.
he's some weak ass nerd, and then he gets sucked in because she's like one of those like super aloof, super like carefree girls.
Mm.
She's just kind of going along with the plan, and all of a sudden she's like acting like she's his girlfriend. He's like falling for it too. He's a dumbass. Like, wait, she really my girlfriend? And then I had to cut it off for the length of the gift, but after this, she grabs his head and smashes into the guy on the right, fuck him
Dang.
up.
Oh my god.
I do dig the jiggy
But yeah,
hairstyle the guy getting need. Classic Yankee.
Like all those Yankee styles, man.
classic one. I know I'm not doing it justice explaining it, but it's just one of those where I can't explain too much without spoiling it. But
Yeah.
a lot of great action scenes. They don't hold back on the gore and shit like that. So,
And it's
Is
always
this
so
also like a
hard,
comedy
man.
series too, or?
no, it's pretty. It has a lot of like kind of like small gag moments.
Mhm.
Like this would be kind of like a gag moment, you know. But overall, it's like a fairly like serious tone.
Oh, I see. I see.
But a lot of it shows a lot of like kind of almost like the lightheartedness of the everyday people who are ignorant to what's going on, and then
As
it's
in
kind of
the
like the
ninjas.
underworld of yeah, they're like unaware of like all the shit that the ninjas are doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was my second pick under ninja.
Might have
Like
Check
to
it out.
replace
revisit.
Yakuza's with ninjas.
Mhm.
They're the one pulling the strings. But
um,
so is it me? Me next?
yes, sir.
Is our
Which do you care,
Yes.
Boggs, or just dealer's
No,
choice?
either one's fine.
Alrighty. Dun dun dun.
Okay, so this is my second pick. This would be Sunny Boy. Definitely my favorite out of the three picks. That I'll be, I guess, talking about today. But this is definitely one that would be more, not more, but up Boom's Rally. It's like a very artistic kind of avant-garde show in terms of like how they present the like the commentary slash like message of the show, which is kind of I guess that change from like teens to adolescents, kind of growing as like an individual, not staying stagnant kind of thing. Um, yeah, no, this is a phenomenal series. This is almost not it's not an isekai, but the show starts off with students in a school, and you realize like the 30 some students are kind of trapped inside the school. You look out the windows, it's nothing but void, ether, whatever you want to call it. Whatever, like the background you see right now, like nothing. And then you come to realize that some of these students trapped have powers, ranging in all forms. Like some people have absolutely useless powers, while others have very, I guess, OP slash useful powers.
Dude, the OP
And the
power,
story,
man, where she can
yeah,
order
very OP.
everything. That was pretty lit.
Yeah, and
oh, you seen this film?
I think I'm like halfway. I was watching it when I was doing something, so I don't
It's
think I
only
finished it.
12 episodes.
I don't think I finished it. I got a bad habit starting stuff, not finishing it.
a big bad habit of yours. And this is definitely one you should finish. Excuse me. But yeah, this is just like an incredible series. The soundtrack, the songs in it is very good. Um, super good, like I guess coming of age story. But the premise is kind of like these students pretty much trapped in a school, and they jump through different worlds throughout the series. It's almost like episodic in a sense, but they jump through different worlds, and the students, especially like our main character, I guess not especially, but pretty much everyone wants to go home, and people are kind of relying on the main character to make it happen. Minor spoiler due to like kind of what he can do, but this is like when they do the time jump, like world jumping kind of thing, you come to realize like a lot of like the um I guess things are different from how the world we know as we do is very different. Like how time elapses for like people and all that kind of stuff. It's a very trippy show, very visually stunning. Definitely not doing the show justice, but it's also a show that's very hard to kind of explain. But yeah, it almost starts off kind of like a survival show. That's what like the first episode or two kind of gives off the vibe of. But as you keep watching, you kind of run into like some of these crazy things from like, you know, gorillas playing baseball kind of to like a whole island burning on fire. Uh, but the later half gets like very philosophical, really touches on kind of like the theme of, you know, kind of always look forward, and even if your fate is set in stone and destiny's destiny's already written, that shouldn't kind of stop you from kind of taking a step and um, do what you want to do and kind of try to um, improve your kind of current situation. Sorry, I have the coughs right now, but yeah. Even like this running scene, I think is probably my favorite part, and this from like the first episode. Like, visually, even this part I really love. But yeah, the visual one is something that you kind of just have to watch for yourself. This is a show that really reminds me of one of my favorites, Tatami Galaxy. A lot of it is because of Natsume Shingo, who worked on this too. But yeah, I mean, all I could really say is check it out. Check out like the first one or two episodes, and if you don't like it, then you don't like it. But yeah,
I did check Mal. I watched 2 episodes.
boy.
If that's up to date. If that's up to date.
I'll definitely add this to my list. This one sounds really interesting, and I'm sure it's not even close to being related. But when you first explained like the basic premise of it, it made me think of Battle Royale for some reason, just because the
Hmm.
students being trapped at school, like powers equating to some of them getting good weapons in their bags, some of them getting shit weapons, like getting dealt a good hand or a bad hand kind of thing. Uh,
Yes, like the first episode, really kind of gives off that impression. Um, but
mhm.
but as you like kind of progress through the series, like you really start like zooming out. Because it's kind of like a multiverse kind of thing in essence. But
Yeah.
throughout the show, like our main character really grows, um, as well as like a lot of our other characters. You see kind of like the shitty side of some of these people, but yeah, it's at the cost of sounding pretentious. A lot of things are, I guess, like abstract, however you want to say it. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, great visuals, great soundtrack, great story. I think it couldn't have been done any better. Um, and the real ones know that Mizuho's best girl. So if you check it out, hopefully she is in your books too. But yeah,
Is that this
great
girl
show.
right here, or
No, she, she,
which one?
she's great too. She's great too. And the ending is just like very kind of
Just
melancholic,
bogs.
happy. She is not best girl. She's great too. She's great.
A good
But yeah,
choice.
that is Sunny Boy.
I'll definitely continue, and Mo will start watching this one for show.
Please do so.
Gonna be a race, boom, and I got a feeling I'm gonna win.
Come on, man. I'm two ahead at least. I got
Yeah,
this.
again, definitely
Yeah.
didn't do it justice, but hopefully when you guys watch, we could talk about it another time. And for the viewers, I'm very sorry. And for the Sunny Boy fans, I'm even more sorry.
Dude, it's always super hard trying to uh explain a show right without spoiling or anything, right?
Yeah, and like this is one of those ones where like even with going into spoilers, because even like there are some things I could spoil, right? But like even if I could spoil all I want, I would not be able to kind of explain
Because it's an
too
abstract
much.
story too, right? It's like
Hmm.
it's
Yeah,
different.
and like I recently rewatched it and understood a bit more watching it in like new lens, but even then like as someone who really likes this anime, I still don't think I, unwrapped like 50% or like 60% of the show, I'm sure there's a lot more for me to kind of unravel and kind of figure out, but
You say you
Hey,
enjoy this show, Boggs, but I just checked your mouth. It's rated a 6. What's up with that?
no chance.
uh, might be tough for my small brain then, man.
Sorry, my
that
brain
kid's
was
that
definitely
kid's.
too small for it, but hey, maybe that's part of it too. Growing up, you don't have everything figured out, but you just decide to move forward. I don't know. All right, on to Boom's second pick.
Second one might be a surprise. More recent show, but definitely a hidden gem. We got. Would this be too much, boys? Not a hidden gem. I did find this for meme of the day, though. Well, Boggs was walking.
base
But yeah.
base free rental is falling for the mimics.
Yeah. I just really, really like this picture, but I showed it. But
Only takes one chance to find the one time to find that hidden Grimroar. So
We take those chances.
but for my second gem show, let me pull it up real quick. I'm pretty sure I talked about it with Bog, so I'm pretty sure you watched it as well. I'm not sure about Mighty, but this one's gonna be pretty hard to explain for me, so I might ask Boggs for a little bit of help. But it's called
Mhm.
Girls Last Tour. Right, Boggs, you did watch it, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I've seen it.
This one, Mighty, it's such a good. I wouldn't say good feel show. I would say slice of life, right, Boggs? I would put it in
This is like
slice of life.
slice of life, but this is also like a existential show, which kind of like Sunny Boy was too, which I didn't mention. But yeah, this is slice of life, but also like nihilistic.
And like you got so much mystery too, like it kept me on my
Yeah.
toes because just to set up the scene, it's like I guess like after I would say like World War, nuclear war, right? And they're in a
Hmm.
huge city after destruction and nuclear weapons and or maybe not nuclear but just like weapons destroyed everything. You can just tell a big war happened and you just left with these two little girls on their I wouldn't say bike, but like their little car right here, as you can see in the
Like a
picture.
mini tank thing,
Yeah,
like
and
a
then
military vehicle.
you just see them like traveling. Hopefully, I like the first portion of it. I thought it was gonna turn really quickly,
Yeah, that
cause
one meme scene with the gun.
yeah, yeah, where the girl in the blonde points a gun at the other girl. But then after that too, where they start to lose like food because it's very scarce, right? And I remember they were down to their last cracker or something like that, or cookie.
Yeah, their last like bar,
I
whatever
would I
that
couldn't
is.
stop smiling when they found the whole case of it because I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
thank you. I thought the story was gonna turn. There's so many moments like that too. Specifically like Boggs. I don't know if you remember where they go into a room that's like pitch black,
Hmm.
and again the yellow hair girl's like playing around, so she doesn't say anything, and they think they lose each other. And then
Yeah.
you like, cause the whole time you're thinking like, oh, there's got to be a twist somewhere. There's got to be like a bad guy, right, or a villain. But
And this show kind of does that a lot with like, on the surface, yeah, that's a nice picture too. But on the surface, it's a very lighthearted, almost comfy show. But there's like these scenes where things feel very like dire and intense,
yeah, and then
like the helicopter or like the flying scene,
oh yes,
like very serious.
and then like Bog just mentioned, the helicopter scene was talking about with these two girls. Like they kind of meet other people, like other humans that are still alive, and then you see them interact and have their emotional moments with them, but then they always end up by themselves. Which
Hmm.
I felt like they were to keep collecting people, but then like just always back to these two until they stumble
Yeah,
upon these, which
yeah.
really creep me out, man.
This is like also like was a pretty big mystery.
right? Because like you start to piece together. You know, I don't want to spoil it, but you just start piecing everything together. You're like, oh, something's got to
These
turn.
fucking worms.
And then my apps, or like, I don't want to spoil too much, but like scenes like this I absolutely enjoyed, where they find
Yeah,
shelter and it's raining, so just to pass time they collect cans and like bowls,
they
and they
they
essentially
jam
make
out.
music, right?
Yeah, they jam out.
Which is pretty cool. I
You
mean,
know,
this was a
I
light-hearted, but like I would there's sad moments, you know, like you felt like
like some scenes are just like very like hits you like a pack a punch like this. Minor spoiler. I won't talk too much about it. But like the camera roll scene with the kind
oh
of
you
them seeing
mm-hmm,
life, because this is life as they always known,
because
but they kind
they're
of see
young.
what life was like before,
War.
the world went to shit. So, yeah, I mean, the music that was played during that scene was great.
And then
And it almost like Eurocamp. I just loved like with Eurocamp, I love seeing Rin riding the bike like this show, like when they're driving the tank, they do it in like the CGI and kind of funny, but like super cute. Just seeing like these two girls kind of driving like a military
huge
vehicle.
tank.
Yeah,
And I did like, because you know the characters are kids too, so you kind of feel bad because they have to live in this world too. Is where the emotion hits too, and they're looking for
hmm
like food or gas, or it's looking for any clues and the mystery involved. Such a good show. Yeah, I
no,
really did
definitely.
enjoy it. But yeah, Mo, I would definitely check it out if you have time. Maybe a little bit, maybe before Sunny Boy, I would say. But
It's definitely been on the list for a long time. I've always seen pictures of them, and
Mhm.
they're two cute little characters, but I never really read into the synopsis much of what it's about. So from the pictures you're showing, kind of gives me like Made in Abyss vibes in a way of like just two young kids
Yeah, I see that.
traversing an unknown world. Oh,
I guess
Yeah,
it's
it's
kind of similar
mm,
because they can't go back. Essentially, like, kind of like they could if they wanted to, but they're not going to, right? But they just keep going
and
yeah,
forward.
also with the aspect of just them not knowing pretty much
It's all
anything
yeah.
now.
mystery.
It's a very poignant like series.
Are they trying to learn about the past at all, or is it just more so the story of them kind of surviving and moving forward,
I would
looking
say
for
I
things?
would say both.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Is that the easy
Yo,
answer?
what?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, it is a little bit of both, but more so the former, in my opinion,
Yeah.
Okay.
which comes, I guess the slice of life aspect of it.
And I felt
Mm,
like I've seen online and stuff like that, like from discussion boards, like some people didn't necessarily love the ending, or they could have
hmm
went on more. But I thought it was a good. Of course, you want to see another season if you love the show, but I thought it ended on a good point.
Yeah, this is one I do want to read as well, but
Hmm.
yeah, it did definitely leave me wanting more. I feel like it didn't like really wrap up, kind of.
It
Maybe because
almost
I just wanted more, but at the end of the day, it's like a Yashke kind of comfy show. So,
because
um,
it kind of opened the door either, or you could have ended it right there. You know what I mean? With that
mhm,
ending of the show, you could
yeah.
have went on more, or could have just stopped there too.
Which one do you like better?
Uh, Again, I'm super bad with names. I love both of them, but if I'm picking one, it's on my Mal. Picking the girl with the helmet, man, the driver.
Yeah, yeah, I like Chi-chan better too.
But they're
they
both
both have
great. You
helmets?
know what I mean?
hmm
But
No, they're
uh,
not wearing helmet, but I'm assuming you're talking about the brunette, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. It's a shadow.
Uh, uh, this one.
Great dynamic between the two too. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
because
one.
it's like the blonde one is always like carefree almost, right? And
hmm
she's just trying to have fun and stuff like that. Oh, there's so many good scenes I can keep going on and on about, but when you watch him, I'd love to talk about it with you for sure.
We'll see. We'll see. After you watch Under Ninja, bro.
Oh, I have, man. Great show. No, I will for sure. 100%.
Ooh, what was
What was
that?
that? What the hell was that?
All right. Do you guys want to do one more?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay,
No.
bro.
All
Let's
right, all
make it
right.
quick. So my last one,
Da, da,
this
da.
one's what?
Sorry. Boom.
Um, before I talk about it at all, you want to guess? I know you said you felt this was a little familiar, Boom. You want to guess the mangaka for this, or
Yeah.
Burn the Witch.
yeah?
Like so when I said that, Mo, I was so I had like two guesses, right? Because based on this girl,
Hmm.
I was getting like Bleach vibes, right, from that character.
Hmm.
I don't know if you see that, or maybe I'm just tripping.
The brunette girl, right?
Yeah, the one that's kicking. But then
Mm.
like when this popped up, I was getting like the same animators, like the especially just the guy's face of Devilman Crybaby for some reason. I don't know if you guys see that. I don't know if I'm tripping again, but that
I
face.
see the Bleach
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
But look at that guy's face. If you just
So
stopped it there, but
he definitely does, but you are right. This is a one shot by Tite Kubo, and this actually takes place in the Bleach universe. So this is like
oh
Bog
really?
said, Burn the Witch. Uh-huh. This takes place in like London, so it's kind of the other side of the world. The story really doesn't connect whatsoever. In this, like basically there are dragons that exist in the world, but there hasn't been any dragons for like 1,000 years. And like these witches are there to protect the world using magic. And they
Mm-hmm.
ride these like little dragon things. And basically the one shot is like a dragon causing havoc in the city and then them going through to defeat the dragon. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Something about this left me wanting more. I really like the characters a lot. I saw other reviews of people saying like they were like super dry, one-dimensional characters, which I can understand. Like this girl that's kicking him, that's Noelle. She's a pretty kind of typical portrayal of like a Japanese girl that she's kind of like very like the silent beauty, very serious. Not many spoken words, and then you have the blonde girl who's kind of the typical loud, obnoxious, strong-willed type of character. But
Mm-hmm.
the two play off of each other really well. Yeah, I don't know. There was just something really fun about this anime that I liked a lot. It was different. It has nothing to do with Bleach, but the fact that it was connected was cool.
Yeah.
But the fact that they just used magic, they had these dragons that they had to fight, and yeah, and there's not a whole lot to talk about, especially without spoiling. But for it being just like 3 episodes, I thought it was a really fun watch, and animation was really well done. It's got really like nice colors and stuff like that, and
Yeah, it looks
yeah,
great.
Yeah, this scene looks super epic too.
yeah. And I can understand the people's hate for that guy she was kicking.
Mm-hmm.
He uh he was obsessed with seeing panties, and he was always trying to see her panties. So that's why he was
Oh, I
ambushing her,
hate
saying, "Let me see your panties." And
hate those trope characters, man.
yeah, dude, that was basically his entire. He was just a bystander in the story.
That was his shtick.
But yeah,
And this one's
yeah. Without
Burn the
spoiling
Witch,
it, I
right?
mean, he burned the witch. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. Not too much to add. Check it out especially if you like Bleach. You've probably already seen it, but if you haven't, never heard of it, give it a shot. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they'll have any more coming out. They
Mm.
had the original like 1 hour movie that came out, and then what made me watch this was the prequel that they released early this year, late last year, called Burn the Witch 0.8. And it was supposedly like the last chapter of the one shot that they
Mm.
didn't complete. But nice little story, a lot of fun.
Especially if you
little
like Bleach too, man.
fantasy action. Yeah, you need some more of that world and his art, especially before the last bits come out of the Thousand Year War.
Got a little Ichigo cameo.
Is it? Is there?
No.
No, no,
Oh.
no.
Come
No.
on,
Ichigo's that
man.
dragon thing.
Brady, who do you think Ichigo is?
You thought Ichigo was a
I know who he
dragon,
is.
dude?
Oh no, I'm saying he is a dragon in this show.
Are you all in one for real?
All right, most pick, Burn the Witch. Good rec.
Uh,
And I guess this will be my final, my third one. So this is called Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju. This premise is on the Japanese performance art called Rakugo. I know I've talked to you guys about it before because I've talked about Akane Banashi, the one I'm reading. Um, but for those of you who don't know, Rakugo is pretty much like a Japanese performance art where the performer kind of sits on stage and performs like some one of like a list of different, I guess, performances that they depict and do like the dialogue of like the characters involved, and it's very heavy on like the expression of it. A lot of like, kind of matching the faces kind of thing. But this story kind of is centered around Rakugo. These two are rivals, uh, and it kind of jumps between times. So you see the white hair guy. This is him when he's older, but it kind of jumps between like the present and the past between him and his best friend slash rival, Skittleku. Um, but the first episode is like really good. Uh, the first episode they do like a straight up, I think if I remember correctly, like the first episode was long. It was like an hour or something like that. And they pretty much do like a whole, like, I don't know how long it was, but like a 20-minute Rakugo performance in the show, which I thought was great too. But this is kind of like a rivalry slash love triangle story between kind of these two and another woman. But also when you kind of jump to the current, there's a lot of like mysteries. I mean, not a lot, but there's like one big mystery and uh, some stuff that happened that really kind of makes this series great. I'm not going to say any more about that, just so that I don't spoil. But how they did it, it wasn't like a retcon or anything like that. It was pretty. It was done really well. It wasn't like out of the blue, like the art or the author just did this just to do it kind of thing, like to throw a wrench at you. But there's like a very pivotal point in the show that really kind of makes the show great too. But yeah, if you kind of like the performance art kind of genre, there's some like laid back part. There's like kind of laid back times, but also, like I said, a lot of times very heavily focused on like the actual Rakugo side of things. Um, Definitely quite a bit of drama when it comes to the flashback and like the love triangle kind of thing. But I think the characters in the show were really fleshed out. Um, these characters are they act because of maybe like their past or how they are. Like their actions really make sense. Like what they do really kind of fits the character that's been kind of that we've learned throughout the series. But yeah, very very good show. If you like Rakugo, even more so. Even if you don't, kind of like some of the other shows I've talked about, like maybe Welcome to the Ballroom. You don't have to like Rakugo to necessarily like enjoy this series. But yeah, that's Rakugo Shinju.
in general, Rakugo's usually like comedy, right?
There's different there's different, I guess, genres. There's like comedy, kind of horror, maybe not horror, but like dark, serious themes. There's also kind of, um, I guess erotic kind of ones, but there's like different styles. Like in this show, the guy with the gray hair, he's very good at depicting female characters, like erotic female characters. So he does a lot of that. The guy on the right, he's just like well rounded, but also like a funny guy too. Um, but yeah,
Mm,
but yeah,
gotcha.
maybe give the first episode a watch. Like I said, it's long, but you'll get a taste of like what Rakugo is. Of course, I guess the easiest Rakugo, not easiest, but the Rakugo people tend to know the most is like Jugemu, is because it comes out a lot in like other stuff, like um, the there's like an anime video of these anime girls doing like the Jugemu kind of thing, but uh, I think it's from Joshirake, maybe not, but yeah, definitely check this out if you
Might,
are kind
might.
of interested in like performance art and Rakugo kind of thing. But yeah,
Cause
sorry, Boom, I cut you off.
oh no, because I was about to say, I did order Akane Banashi, right, and it's coming. I think
Hmm.
2 weeks from now. Do you think I should watch
Hmm.
this to just? So I know I've watched like a live action drama of Rakugo, but
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I would because I think
I know it's not
because
the same story, but
like because I've seen this like way before I started Akane Banashi, and there's when certain kind of I don't know what they call like plays or titles when they do it, it is kind of nice sometimes where I'm like, oh, I actually kind of know this from you know
yeah, yeah,
uh
yeah.
this show.
And sometimes when it's complex, easier to watch than read. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
introduce. I
Hmm.
might wet the beak with this one.
And like you actually like enjoy
The word of the
watching
day
like
right there. Oh, sorry. What'd you say?
what was the word? What was the word?
Or phrase of the day. Wet the beak.
What the beat? Forgot about the words and phrase of the day. But yeah, no, definitely. When you're watching this too, like you actually, when they do the performance, you're like, like the first episode. I keep coming back to that, but you're kind of like in the audience too. Like
Hmm.
you're sitting there, kind of enjoying the performance with them too. And they also kind of tackle other themes like female Rakugo performers, but the main aspect of it is like the rivalry between these two. Also, their very close friendship and the love triangle, which I won't really talk about, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely will check out. Appreciate that, big little bro. Do appreciate that.
I heard that big in the beginning.
um, my last one, I kind of improvised. I changed it because this one I'm barely gonna talk about because I feel like it is a well-known anime and manga, but I just feel like, 'cause anime's booming right now, right? And manga is
Hmm.
just. I feel like there is a lot of people that talk about it, but not enough. And I know I've watched it. Boggs will claim to have watched it, and I'm not sure if Mo
Oh
has. I'm pretty
no,
sure Mo has. He's a man of culture. Um, but this is I'm not gonna explain it because it's a well known. I guess it's not really a hidden gem, but I do want.
it's a gem.
Yeah, it's definitely. I would
Definitely.
say the original gem for Western culture, right? And it's blurred
Oh
out,
man, now I know what you mean.
but Akira, dude, and like for real, I feel like because like I remember the first time I watched this, it was with a really good friend, and like we're just and it was a sleepover, and then I didn't know this. He put this on, and it was like, man, this is like the anime that really started,
Mm.
like just gave way to a lot of stuff. And I remember I watched it then, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. But then like watching it, I feel like I watched it at least 6 times, man. Every time I watch it, I feel like I figure out a different part of
You
it, and
man.
it's crazy to think about when this was made and how it's it's insane for me to think. Let me straighten this out for you guys, but get the full
And
picture.
yeah, to your point too, like this is definitely not like a hidden gem. Um, but I guess with like when it comes to like our age, when it comes to like our demographic, it's almost like a classic, you know.
Yeah.
But I could see like people right now, like young, like people getting into anime right now. It's like a much more like older classic, and it's like one of those titles, cough cough, myself included, that like you know the title, you might even know what the plot and premise is about, but like you never got around to watch it.
That's
It's
the
like I
thing
feel
too.
like
It's so
nowadays it's like
complex.
that kind of show, you know?
Yeah.
It's like one of those shows that, oh yeah, I know Akira. Have you seen it? No. At least with like newer anime fans.
Yeah. And I know I won't touch about the story and stuff like it. It's super complex too. It's I feel like I wouldn't even know where to start, right? But even
I
like
know where to,
people
Yeah.
that
I know where to start. You read Bart Kira.
Yeah.
but
I mean,
even non-anime
for the
people love it.
times, man, it's just such a good story. Like very, it's just so original too,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
it inspired a lot of stuff. You know, the iconic bike sliding scene has been put
Yes, sir.
into
So
almost
much.
every medium of live action or not, anime, all that. It's great.
I do love how all of them
Uh,
give credit to Akira, right? It's like
Yeah,
it's
like an homage.
yeah, it's whew.
mm,
Even non-anime people I feel like really do like this movie too. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely one where like people with our age group or maybe a little older, even if they don't watch anime, you could probably find quite a bit of people who like Akira is one of the few animes that they have seen.
So I feel like I don't know off the top of my head, but I think this is older than us, right? Or I might be tripping, but
I think
yeah,
so.
it's like the late '80s, I think,
right?
when
Yeah.
this came
That's
out.
insane. I mean, you got shows like Under Ninja, and then this show. I'm
There
just
you
kidding,
go.
but
Calm down, little bro.
but
Getting ahead
yeah,
of yourself.
just kidding. But yeah, that's the last one I wanted to do. I did a pivot,
You
but
heard
I felt like that
here,
was.
you heard it here first, folks. Under Ninja better than Akira according to Mighty Mo.
but like I don't. I just hated how I remember I was like, yo, Boggs, please watch it. You're like, I've seen it. You've read Bart Kira.
Barkira had it all, man. If you're a Simpsons fan and also looking into reading Akira, definitely check out Barkira. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, the Bart Kira trailer was peak, man. I'm not even
It
gonna lie.
was.
We might have to link that
In
in the
the
description for y'all to check out.
If I do remember when you showed me Bog, it was still like the Japanese voices, right? It was just like
yeah, it was. It
Yeah.
was. Yeah,
the house, right?
Yeah.
yeah. That shit was
uh,
peak, man.
but yeah, hidden gems for sure, man.
So yeah, I guess that's it. That's our 9 picks, recommendations, 6 each for each of us at least. I'll definitely try to watch one at one at least from both of you guys. Hope you guys do the same. Under Ninja won't be it. No, I'm joking. But yeah,
Oh,
thank you too for the recommendations for me, and thank you to the viewers who tuned in. And hopefully, although we probably didn't do it justice, you guys go out and check out some of the series we talked about today.
sounds good.
Yeah. Excited to check out some of y'all's. You know, we've talked about some of these for a while, but I think at the top of my list is definitely a Sunny Boy there.
Let's
Be
go.
sure to give that one a watch. So
For
No,
me,
I
it's
would I would watch Akira, but I've read it.
come on, man. Enough. All right,
All right.
stay frosty.
See ya.
peace.